disappear and come back stronger. Your greatest moment, your greatest hour, will be right after your worst hour to spare. Because in that worst hour to spare, who are you? Who are you? You're no one. The foundation that you build yourself on, your looks or your money or your family or your friends, they've all left you at that point, haven't they? What's left? Just you. Mano to mano. Who's talking inside? Wherever you are, pick yourself up and decide what you want to be now. I think the scariest thing in the world would be to get to the end of your life and realize you missed it. And I played small. I let the outside world control me. I let my fear control me. I think that is the heaviest regret anyone could handle. So how I find courage is I pretend it's the end of my life. I played small. I literally feel that pain. I come back in the moment I am, and I move like I gotta move now, because I don't want that regret at the end. So you gotta embrace change. You gotta find courage. And then once you embrace change and find courage, that leads to the thing that changes everything, which is confidence. Nobody else at the moment has the power to change you. Unless you have that initial spark and say, I must do something. I don't want this anymore. In order for something new to come, something old must go. Let go of what you know until now. You don't attract what you chase, you attract what you become. Us as humans, we spend so much time running after things, love, success, validation, that we forget that it all starts within. When you start becoming the person that you're asking for, the right things will naturally align. You don't have to beg for what's already written for you. You just have to become the person who can receive it. Stop chasing the outcomes and start building the alignment that will help you reach them instead. I am not like everybody else. I don't want to be like everybody else. I have something inside which is burning, and I look around and this life and everything I see is not for me. I'm supposed to be something different. What we do every day, every single day, what we do becomes habitual and routine through practice. Every single day we do the same thing, regardless of egocentrical ideas and ideologies of weather, surroundings, elements, people. Regardless, we're on our mission because this universe, we are the center of our own universe. We continue to do the path that we believe in. It's not what we get that makes us happy, it's who we become, how we live our life, who we are as a person. People can take away all the things, but who you become, no one can take away. And the problem is most of us are trying to be something we're not. But it isn't so much about change, about changing yourself. The change happens when you be yourself. Success without fulfillment is failure. Do you want to know what's really you? Where you're going to be alive is when it's really you. What takes guts is to put yourself on Hawaiian. What takes guts to say, I'm going to make this work. It takes guts to say, I'm going to believe knowing I could be disappointed or devastated. Perception is in your head, so how you perceive yourself determines the direction that you go. If you're defeated, if you're a woe-is-me personality, you'll treat your body accordingly. If you are a no matter what, I'm going to make this happen, right? If you're the type of personality or you can reel yourself towards your great, if you have those tangibles within you, you'll be great. And tell you without a doubt that if you're analyzing your life right now within some disturbing emotion, that 100% of the time you're going to make your brain worse. You can't think greater than how you feel. That means then you were thinking in the past because those emotions are a record or residue of the past. But it's accepting and loving yourself as you are, but not accepting and loving the destination you're at. All comparison is a formula for all comparison. And what off the week is one of the most insidious forms of comparison is comparison to our former self. When someone loves themselves, when someone really believes that despite my flaws, despite my shortcomings, my looks, my income, I liked it. I love me. When you love yourself, you treat yourself as such. To be in that place as a human being, to love yourself enough to say, you know what, I'd understand my value. And because I understand my value, I'm going to treat myself in every area of my life the best way I can be the best version of me. I may slip here and there, but my love is stronger than my hate. My love is stronger than my weakness. My love is stronger than my doubt. If your love is the epitome of you, then you'll always win. People are spending the majority of their life waiting for something out there to take away their emptiness or pain. or their resentment in here? Well, they're waiting their whole life and separation or lack then, and we create reality. Then the lack is driving certain thoughts, which is creating more separation and more lack. Let's stop telling the story of your past, and let's start telling the story of the future. And people who aren't refined by a vision of future, for the most part, are left with memories of the past. And your brain is a record of the past. It's an artifact of everything you've learned and experienced in this moment. So most people wake up in the morning and they start thinking about their problems, and those problems are memories that are tacked to you in the brain that are associated with certain people thinking the certain times of blazes. So the M person wakes up clean slate, they start thinking about the problem instead of thinking in the past. If you believe your thoughts have something to do with your destiny, well, there's a possibility that your past and your future. I think you get a charge out of that relentless, nothing's going to stop me. You know what I mean? When you use that hour, that's just as beautiful as the smile. I do it because it's a daily thing, right? Every single day I get up thinking, all right, how are we going to make today better? What is it about today that you're going to work on that you gave a little bit of time to yesterday? Some people dwell on their failures, and some people allow it to own them, or their shortcomings, or their weaknesses. I look at it as a way to challenge us all, misery of comparison, and we do not realize it. We're not really that upset with where we are. What we are is what happens is we compare it to where we think we should be. And that very comparison is what brings us misery. We're happy to be breathing. We're happy to be alive. We're happy we woke up. It's the immediate comparison to what could be, used to be, should be, or somebody else's be. Does that brings us the sadness, the angst, the anxiety, the worry, the frustration is always comparison. Because most people who use their imagination, they use it the wrong way. They imagine what won't work. They imagine something bad happening. See yourself where you want to be. You got to lip there. Well, when you reach your goal, you're going to act like you're already there. It's already happened intellectually the second you think about it. It's already happened emotionally when you're emotionally involved with it. So it's only a period of time until it manifests in physical form and to do well. I intend to make a difference. And long term, there is a power to our intentions. Eventually, if you put those intentions into the universe, something positive comes back to you eventually. I intend to do well. I don't always do well. I make mistakes, but my intentions are really good. Too many of us aren't giving ourselves credit for our good intention. Give yourself a little bit more credit for how good you are. I mean, not good in your ability or good at how special. That's a long leap to think we're special. But are you a good person? Do you intend to do good? Do you have a kindness in your heart? Do you want to serve other people? Because if you do, you ought to feel really ambient about your son. Why are you limiting yourself? Because of what people might think. We hold so much weight on others' opinions that it becomes art, which is crazy to in this world, wants to be better than where they are right now. What's stopping you? Oh, I know you. We create so many excuses to pursuing the best version of ourselves. It's not just words. It's actions put into words, put into motion, and that becomes reality. A lot of people talk. A lot of people don't do. The ones that talk and do, they're the cultivators. Great takes a level of discipline that is distraction-free. I want people to understand is okay. So if nature only gave you two things to motivate you, pleasure and pain, why would you eliminate half of them? And so most people think that life is about avoiding the pain. And I am here to tell you right now in a very controlled fashion, it is about really experiencing the pain, relentless. I'm going to make this happen. If I have to break myself, and I'm not afraid to lean into that because I know how powerful it is, if someone can make that dream become a reality, that it's possible that you can make your dream become reality. And so as you begin to look at where you want to go, beginning to embrace that, it's possible. I spend 80% of my time focused on the beautiful things in my life, things I'm grateful for, the beautiful things that I want to bring into existence. All of it. 20% of the time, though, I'm in the darkness. Now, are you procrastinating? Are you evading your own greatness? Are you surrounding yourself with people that can ignore you? Are you challenging yourself? Are you experimenting? Are you learning something different? Is your life an adventure or is it boring? Pain plus reflection equals progress. Are you crafting, designing, and intentionally creating your life? Or are you just coasting in the passenger seat of your life, which is just dragging you and driving you wherever it's taking you? And so it's the difference between being the driver or being in the passenger seat. And so to me, living intentionally is what allows you to live a life of by design. You just don't allow it to control your life anymore. So you have your cherished wound and I have mine in our hearts. But don't try to overcome. Just make a decision that you're not going to give another inch. You're forgiving yourself and you give yourself a gift not to carry that anymore. And that's the thing about when you achieve success, it may not match your picture, right? It may not match your vision of what you thought, but you got to be flexible. But once you get there, no matter how old you are, you've got to deal with the trappings of success, complacency, arrogance, laziness. And to do that successfully, you need people around you to help you find your true worth. You have to really face the ruthless reality, the ruthless truth, that what you're getting in your life is a direct result of your beliefs. Your beliefs are controlling your thoughts. Your thoughts are controlling your actions. Your actions are controlling what the experience you're getting out in the real world. So back it all the way to the beliefs. Again, we got to find out, what are the beliefs creating the reality you have? Change those beliefs. You're going to have different thoughts. You're going to have different actions. You're going to have different results. It's going to be this domino effect that we truly have influence in more than our environment. Our environment affects us for sure. It plants seeds and weeds into our life. But there is still a choice. And I think even if you feel there isn't a choice, simply by accepting that there is, it means you have a chance to get out of there. When you believe you've exhausted all options, remember this: you have her. To stay in touch with those aspects of us that come naturally as children is part of the challenge of growing and maturing into adulthood first and foremost. That really help you hold on to those essential aspects of childhood. A willingness to suspend disbelief, a willingness to believe in yourself, a willingness to believe that if you can dream it up, you can get it done. Be willing to suck, because as you're willing to suck, you're actually becoming more creative. You're becoming more daring. You're becoming more experienced. But I'm afraid, guess what? We all get afraid where we want to do something we've never done before. It's called leaving our comfort zone. Our comfort zone feels comfortable because we've been living in it for quite a while. Is who do I want to be? Who is the person that I need to be? That I can love, that I want to love, that I want to give more love to? That what parts of growth are there still available? If you literally put your hand on your heart and you just go, I am exactly where I need to be. You stop getting lost in the future. You stop worrying about the past, and you realize that everything you need to learn, everything you read right now to make a change, it's all right now. It's all right here. Don't fight it. Face it. And when the feelings come up, invite it in. It's okay to too. There is no forgiveness without rage. You got to feel that rage. Don't be afraid to rage. The opposite of depression is expression. Passion is an antidote to self-doubt, because when you're in your passion space, you don't have time to have all that negative talk. When you're in your passion space, you're leaning forward in the world. There are things like, I'm not good enough. It's not going to work out. This stuff works for other people. All of these kinds of negative thoughts keep people shut down. They don't go for the dreams, they react to life. They kind of crawl through life with no enthusiasm, no sort of energy, and no belief in themselves or the possibilities of something dead. And so when you say to yourself, I'm exactly where I need to be, you realize you're not ahead of that. And then also you only get ahead of yourself by fresh being demanding of yourself that you stretch and reach your boundaries. New year, new you. You hear that a lot, but it's not actually true. It's not actually true. You got what you got, and you've got to take what you've got, and you got to make it into what you want. You've got to build what you want. So new year, reset the brain, reset your habits, reset the life. You are not where you want to be in your personal life. You are not the person you want to be. And it's not going to take you 20 shots. For some of you, it's one more shot. For some of you, it's two more shots. And you have not given yourself enough credit to say, I just need to get up a half hour earlier and my whole life will change. I just need to get up 1 hour early. I just need to work 1 hour longer. I need to stop hitting that snooze button. If you would to make that one change, that one sacrifice, you would stop dreaming and start living it. Stay focused. Don't listen to nobody. What's on your mind, you do it. Because what's destined for you, you're going to get it. Listen, we all get exactly the same amount of time. Exactly. Now, here's something interesting. The sand in the bottom of the glass represents the past. The sand in the top of glass represents a future. This is the way it actually is. You have no idea what's in the top of the glass. You only know what's in the bottom of the glass. The only thing we've got anything to do with is what's right here in the center right now. Everything else is an illusion. It's a myth. It's got people want to know how to stop laziness. They want to know how to stop procrastination. They have an idea in their head, maybe even a vision, but they don't know where to start. So they ask and they say, where do I start? When is the best time to start? And I have a simple answer. Here and now. That's it. No one's going to do anything for you. Nobody owes you anything, but you owe other people everything. That's what a leader does. You take responsibility. You know exactly right now what you're not doing. Know exactly what you're afraid of. You know exactly what you've been avoiding, and you got to make a decision to change it. You know exactly what it is. Don't BS anybody. You know what you need to do different. You know the changes you need to make. And if you could do that and stop kidding yourself, you can win. You can overcome your fear. Overcome procrastination. You've got to develop a sense of urgency. Well, you said stop living your life like you have 1,000 years to live in life. You either hit a day and you're gone today. If there's something that you want to do and you can't do it all at one time, do just a little bit of it. If you're struggling right now and you're having a hard time and you're frustrated, this is necessary for you to get where you want to go. And if you quit, if you falter, if you stop, all the pain will be for nothing. And you need to remember that. So stop thinking about it. Stop dreaming about it. Stop researching every aspect of it and reading all about it and debating the pros and cons of it. Start doing it. Take that first step and make it happen. Get after it here and now. I think about controlling my own mind. Sure, we are physical beings, but we are our minds. What I do know is this: you, your mind, the thing that is listening and comprehending these words right now, that is you, and you can control it. You are the machine, and you can control it. People ask me, how do I get tougher? Be tougher. How can I wake up early in the morning? Wake up early. How can I work out consistently every day? Work out consistently every day. See, wherever we are stopped in our dream, we stopped at a place called willingness. Anybody that has fallen short of their goals, they ran into something that they were not willing to handle. Because in order to reach your dream, in order to make things happen, there must be a willingness to do what is required. Life is not about what happens to you. It's about how you respond to what happens to you. When life hits you, blow after blow, blow after blow. When you leave here, it's like, man, this is the greatest time of my life. And then you go through a season of F. You go through a season of pain. How are you going to respond? The people out there that live a legendary life, create legendary things, and actually live in greatness, like they already know how they're going to respond with whatever shows up. I think we live in a world where there's a lot of injustice, where we don't all start from the same place. I think what you should be focused on is what you can do for your life. Your circumstance is your circumstance. I've always believed that my disadvantages are my superpowers. People have talent. People have a lot of talent. And this is going beyond your talent. So when there's no more talent, what happens to you? Most people quit. People only go to their talent level. And once their talent level is gone, it becomes a mental grave that the whole mental game sets in them, and most people can only perform to their talent. Why? Why is this my big hurdle? Is because you're performing to your talent. The journey to success, or in really any endeavor, can be a very painful journey, and you can feel very alone, and it's designed that way. I'm getting all this rejection and negative feedback from people. I've got haters. That's the road you're on. Those are the signs you're on the road less traveled. Those are the signs you're on the path that most people aren't going to be on. That you're going to a place most people aren't going to go in their lives. And so what comes with deciding to be great, deciding to do something awesome with your life, is all of those things. What am I willing to do with my energy, my time, and my knowledge to produce the results? That's the bottom line. What are you willing to do? And what most people don't realize is they don't give up on their goals because it becomes insurmountable or it's impossible. Is that they just looked at what they wanted and they just decided within themselves, consciously or unconsciously, I'm not willing to produce this result. It's the bottom line, because the only thing that counts in life are results. Not reasons of why you didn't do it, but results. That's the only thing that counts. You have control over your mind. You just have to assert it. You have to decide that you are going to be in control, that you are going to do what you want to do. Weakness doesn't get a vote. Laziness doesn't get a vote. Sadness doesn't get a vote. Frustration doesn't get a vote. Negativity doesn't get a vote. Your temper doesn't get a vote. So next time you are feeling weak or lazy or soft or emotional, tell those feelings they don't get a vote. What if works both ways? What if we fail? What if we don't? And then you put a goal in your mind. How are you going to feel, man, when you accomplish this goal? How to use all this negative that was making me weak and horrible as a person. This might be exactly what I need. The darkness is exactly what I need. It's how you look at your situation. What if can make you give up? What if can make you freak out? Or what if can make you step forward? As human beings, we are meant to grow. And when you stop growing, your soul and your heart and your spirit dies. But as you move through life, it is unavoidable to face things that are challenging, face disappointment, face things that are just absolutely heartbreaking. We start off with a masterpiece, and we start off with the basic goodness. But it's like that still small voice inside. It's still and small, can easily be drowned out. And the idea is to be still and know, and to realize that we were wired for success. But it's how we relate to our experience that determines whether we're chipping away or we're, kind of burying that sense of wholeness that we're born with. People are stunningly accepting of anything if they actually believe that's the purest form of it. People accept you. People accept everything. Just be you. And what we don't know is, what's in your heart. Like, what is the fire that stirs you, that you wake up, say, I will do this even when I don't feel like it. I will do whatever it takes to overcome my temptation for mediocrity, my temptation for excuses, my temptation for reasons and circumstances to hold me back. I won't allow those to be in my lane. And if you have that within me, you'll achieve whatever you choose. When you start to get into the pattern and the habit of spinning thoughts about what's coming, you will lose the battle with your mind. Your health will tank, your mood will tank, your relationships will tank, your outlook will tank. It all begins with making a decision that you are not going to allow that in your mind. That is the one thing that you can control. Just that we forget it. We don't look inside, we're looking outside. And so unless we're still and we think about it and we understand that I was born with this masterpiece, no one can give it to me or take it away. It's an inside job. Whether you're coming from a place of scarcity, or I would say survival mode, or coming from growth mode, which has to do with yes, I can yes to life. And I have the capacity and the responsibility to make a different or to make it better. If you're interested, you come up with stories, excuses, reasons, and circumstances why you can't or why you want. If you're committed, throw those go out the window. You just do whatever it takes. And when it comes to the problems that come up every day, I mean, it's like weather. It's sun-fillable, it's rainy, it's hailing, it's windy, that's life. I truly think that if you complain, it's literally the second you start the sentence is a step back in a non-winning way. It's just that, like, I don't care what you want. You can have anything you want. It's just important for people to understand that Complaining has no value. Let your actions dictate instead of sitting there and feeling like you're not in control. Be one thing. Some people say that they're chasing happiness, and of course, Viktor Frankl said, happiness cannot be pursued. It has to ensue. So you do things that make you happy. So I say people want peace of mind, and people just want to be happy. I would say, or they don't want to suffer less. So the way I look at it is if I can alleviate a little suffering or eliminate suffering completely, when we can open our heart and see other people's suffering, it helps us to connect and have more compassion. You can't have compassion without suffering. Worrying is not helping, it's hurting. Our minds are like boats, and if a boat isn't anchored, it will go with a current and drift away. And the current right now everywhere is extraordinarily negative. You need things to anchor you in the positive thought that this is going to pass, this is temporary. I'm going to get through this, and when I do, I'm going to go do this thing that I care about. So many people have so much potential, and it seems like they're standing on the edge of it instead of leaping into it. And what's the difference between somebody says, yes, I want it, I believe I can have it, I believe I could do it, but then there's another voice that they listen to more that says, but you're not smart enough, but you're not good enough. But what if you fail? What if you succeed? So there's voices in our head that most people have not learned how to really just pay attention to. Do you have the belief that regardless of what happens in your external world, you can navigate towards the success that you want? That's a belief. And beliefs are the lens by which we actually see the world and by which we behave. And so if you want to change your results, don't focus on changing your behaviors. Changed you to focus on the beliefs that drive your behavior. But you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. So, can you handle the truth? There's a question. And if you can't, if you see that, then you can say, well, as if I'm going to change, I'm going to have to figure out how to deal with that discomfort until the point that I can see what I need to see, then I can change it. Just continuing to make mistakes, learn from mistakes, but the mistakes are viewed as feedback, not as I'm a failure, as it's just an event, not who we are. Don't miss the opportunity of this moment because the days are going to be long, but the months will be short. Passion is for you. Purpose is what you express to the world. And so this is a moment for you to go inward and to find some sort of project that energizes you and that will stimulate that internal need to feel like you're waking up and you are working on something that you're passionate about. Stop and think. What's something really big that you would love to see yourself accomplish? If you were to just roll the clock ahead, a year, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 15 years, what is it that you really want? Fall in love with the process because it is the most beautiful thing in existence. I mean, right now, you are in the process of pursuing something extraordinary.
You've hit rock bottom. Everything you built has crumbled. The person you thought you were no longer exists. And right now, in this moment of complete devastation, you have a choice. You can stay down, or you can use this pain as fuel to become someone entirely new. This is your moment to disappear and come back stronger than you ever imagined possible. Rock bottom isn't your end. It's your foundation. When everything falls apart, you finally see what was never meant to stay. The fake relationships, the limiting beliefs, the version of yourself that was too afraid to take risks. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your teacher. It strips away everything that doesn't serve you and reveals who you truly are beneath all the noise. Embrace it. Let it reshape you. Let it burn away the old so the new can emerge. Now is the time to disappear. Not to run away, but to rebuild in silence. Step back from the world that knew the old you. Stop explaining yourself. Stop seeking validation. Use this time to reflect deeply on who you want to become. Look in the mirror and ask yourself the hard questions. What do I really want? What have I been tolerating? What needs to change? This is where transformation begins, in the quiet moments when no one is watching. Let go of your past. Forgive yourself for the mistakes. Release the guilt, the shame, the regret. You cannot move forward while carrying the weight of yesterday. Your past does not define your future unless you let it. Every day is a new opportunity to rewrite your story. Build your confidence not through words, but through action. Small wins create momentum. One workout, one productive hour, one difficult conversation. Stack these moments and watch yourself grow. Now it's time to come back. But you're not returning as the person who left. You're returning as someone unrecognizable, stronger, wiser, unshakable. You've done the work in the shadows. You've faced your demons. You've rebuilt yourself from the ground up. And now you step back into the world with a quiet confidence that speaks louder than any words ever could. This is your comeback. Not for applause, not for recognition, but for yourself. To prove that you can rise from anything. That rock bottom was just the beginning of your greatest chapter. So disappear, do the work, and come back stronger than ever. Your transformation starts now.